I guess we'll start. Right. Let's see. What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be reverse sourcing. We're going to go over a storefront that has wholesale stuff and online arbitrage stuff and kind of how we know that to be true. I'm going to manually source a Macy's beauty sale. I haven't been through this. I'm going to do it two ways. I've been experimenting kind of using Keepa to search sales. So I'm going to kind of show you how I would go about setting that up, and we'll see if we'll find anything doing it that way. If you guys have any ASINs, we could go over that, or I don't know, any weird stuff you've come across. But yeah, let's see here.
Yeah, so it came up on like one of the coaching calls that like someone was like unsure, when using a product finder, like with the store to plug in, and turns out like one of the stores had like less than 100 reviews, but still had some wholesale stuff. So we kind of want to make it like a way to show you how to differentiate which stuff is OA and which stuff is wholesale. I know we went over like Amazon Lit storefront, but this is kind of probably a much better comparison because you could see the two differences between them like side by side in the same store.
Yeah, so I think it's actually easier to see like in Selleram for me, but this is kind of what it looks like on Amazon. So if you ever came across a store, you could literally just copy and paste that, and then you drop it in here. Do it. And then here we go. All right. So yeah, off the bat, so they have 98. They actually don't have a huge ASIN count, which that's possible if you're just getting into wholesale, just because like you're just getting started. I see this a lot too with like some people have like a like 200 listings and they have some OA, but they're booksellers and have a ton of books. So obviously they're kind of just getting started with online arbitrage. So really the main place you could see it, so like Harry's is definitely arbitrageable. I don't know what their stance is on wholesale. I bet you could find this profitably. That's a pretty
Might be
crazy price for that. The Playtex thing, I'm not really sure. That's probably arbitrageable. I know this is where it gets, I think, pretty
or like the small and light stuff.
Yeah, would be pretty much the grocery category.
Not the Soda Stream. Soda Stream is
Yeah,
like an arbitrageable brand, but like you see the cases of 24.
Yeah,
Like I feel like that, and that's pretty hard to find in like an arbitrage setting.
I mean, for 43 cents, like you're not finding that. What else?
The candy canes, even
The Goya beans, that's probably definitely wholesale. It's a 1 pound bag. You're just not getting that.
yeah,
They have a lot of Goya. I think the branches, that's like one of the most like beginner wholesaler things that people open.
Yeah, it seems like very low hanging wholesale type of listings where it's like small and light. A lot of people don't want to get it because it's small and light.
Yeah, months. Yeah, like any like packet 12, like that's gonna be really hard to find. What else we got here? So it's really easy to spot in grocery. A couple of things that stick out that it's OA is these bras. So you have Vanity Fair, Maiden Form. I don't know if they wholesale, I have no idea. But I know Kohl's sells a lot of this stuff. I'm sure any other store that sells bras too does a lot of kind of clearance of this kind of stuff. I don't know, do you know any bra wholesalers? Sure,
Not really.
they're
I
out
could see
there,
this being
but
like RA, like Kohl's. Because I
yeah.
know like one of the guys who does arbitrage filled by Amazon, he
Oh,
gets a lot
yeah.
of from Kohl's, so I think it's something like this.
So this is definitely like a wholesale mix. I can see why maybe from the get you might think it's actually OA, just because how the storefront loads. Oops. What I want to do.
Yeah, so like when you pick a store, you kind of just have to gloss through it. If like let's say you're plugging in the product finder, it's good to gloss through it first. before you put it in the product finder just to see what you're working with. If you see a lot of like small and light stuff, grocery like Goya, those type of things, like then maybe just skip over it.
Yeah,
You know,
like
wait.
these four, I'd be like, oh, this is OA. This 8-pack, I'm like, that's kind of weird. Nature Made, obviously, probably OA.
Bob's Red Mill is a pretty
Bob's.
wholesale.
This
I've
Reese's
seen when a
thing.
lot of the wholesale accounts have opened.
But yeah, so then you get Goya. So yeah, this person definitely has a mix. But whenever you kind of see like grocery items in packs of like 12 and 24, that's kind of like wholesale territory. Um, like 2 and 3 packs, not necessarily, but anything that like you
Yeah.
think you'd get at like,
Candy and 24
yeah,
pack.
like Costco or like something that just doesn't make sense. Is and they're saying you need to get it for 10 cents. That's usually wholesale.
Probably just 10 cents because small and light. It's not enrolled in small.
Yeah, but you're
You
gonna
have
write
small.
for 10 cents. Oh, I think maybe yeah, maybe you're making $1 on it. Let's see.
Yeah, probably.
Uh, I don't know where it is. Out here. Yeah, you'll get it for like 50 cents. To really, if it moves
Yeah,
volume.
definitely.
So, does anyone have any questions on that? Or do you want to say anything else, Joe?
John, what's the negative max cost? What some of those have a negative max cost.
Oh, that just is basically saying like you'd have to pay -$6 to sell it profitably at the buy box price. So that's like yeah, that's not happening. I don't even know. Oh, Amazon came back on. That's why. That's brutal. 388.
So is that probably an indicator of a wholesaler then, just because we would never get it at that cost?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't even know you'd find that on clearance for. Yeah, like it's just not. So it's at the buy box price. That's the max cost. It has nothing to do with their actual cost. So this is always like the buy box on Amazon. This is what they're charging for it. And the max cost is based on the buy box, not what they're selling it for. All right. I'll just leave that open in case. Oh, I'll just knock it down. All right. All right. So Macy's is having a VIP sale. They have an extra 15% off beauty products. I have not gone through this, but this is kind of a good example of kind of what a normal sale would look like. It's super overwhelming. You'll see there's 12,000 products, almost 13,000 products that are 15% off beauty. Just a whole mix of stuff. So I'm going to kind of show you how I would go about cutting this down. Um, and then kind of also show you some cool stuff that you could do with Keepa to kind of cut down the process even more. So, right off the bat, this is kind of I want to see these are all VIP Macy's stuff. Um, so there's a whole bunch of different stuff you could do. I typically will sort by brand. You could do by category, you could do all sorts of different stuff. You do by like skin category, by price. I don't really care about any of that stuff. I'm just really interested in the brands. There's some brands I know are arbitrageable. I know there are some brands I can't sell. So I don't want to sort through this whole mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a couple brands here. Let's see. I think I could sell Bare Minerals. Let's do Clinique. I could definitely sell. Um, pick one or two more. Go with cancel neck. All right, no, I'll go with Nars. And then maybe one more. How many is that? We're down to 474. Oh, two-faced. We'll go with that. All right, so now we're down to 544 about. So yeah, and then you could also sort out. Well, it'd be a pain to select all of it, but I don't think much of this is like really perfume. Definitely don't want to do perfume because that's dangerous and hazardous goods. So one thing you could do, and so typically what you would do, Macy's is kind of annoying. You can't really do the whole right-click seller amp thing. It's gonna pull in, I think, yeah, the beauty 50% off. It's kind of hard to kind of grab the text. So this is just one of those that's super annoying. While that might be the case, this also creates opportunity because a lot of people don't want to kind of go through this. So really the quickest way to go through it is really just to start opening windows in a new tab. And then using the seller amp right click function to see if you could find it. So it looks like that's 4.2 ounces. That's $69, $40. That's not going to work. So what I was doing today, I was playing around. So with Keepa, you can kind of set up a similar search. Premium access. So what I'm gonna do, you can search by brand. So I'm gonna search by the same brands that I picked in Macy's. So I want to see Nars. Unique. Who else did I pick? Nars Clinique. Bare Minerals. Bare Minerals. Two-Face. So they're pulling up like 18,000. That's fine. I don't think Amazon's actually on a lot of this. So that's usually the first go-to. Amazon out of stock. Yeah, it doesn't get rid of many. So for me, I kind of like on this page to kind of either sort low to high or high to low. I prefer to do high to low. Just because I kind of like to target the higher end stuff. So this stuff here, you could see that the lowest price item is probably like $5, $17. So ideally, you're gonna need to get like a price point of like 20-ish. I'm just gonna put 25 for this. So I want the new price to be at least $25 average. So I'm gonna put that here. Oops. Now we're down to 4,000. I'm gonna go to, I don't want any used stuff. Oops. That's the wrong one. Where's the next one? The rank, we'll just do that. I'm just gonna put 200,000. There could definitely be like some sleepers and beauty that are just out of stock. Now we're down to 1200. Let's do offers.
Hmm.
Let's see. We'll do. We'll see at least 3. Cap it at 50. Or 595. I don't think that there's anything else I want to do. Just in case something's miscategorized, we're gonna do beauty. No, it's too specific. All right, we're just gonna go with this right now. Okay. All right. So these are kind of the initial results. I'm gonna source high to low. I'm also gonna load all of this. We got 595, so we'll do 1,000. All right, so I kind of like doing this because now I can see here kind of what I'm working with. For example, if all these like kind of popped up at like, I don't know, like $30 was the top, most of the lowest price stuff was $20. So I might just like skip this sale for these brands because I'm like, it's gonna be a waste of time. So kind of like right off the bat, this is like kind of high ranked. But I kind of want to see if NARS has, it looks like foundation. They have long wear again. So it looks like NARS has some high priced stuff. Let's see. I'm gonna go high to low again. Oh, that's not sorting. Oh, here we go. He's sponsored. Oh, maybe because the top is 175. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna kind of scroll through here. Seems like a lot of Clinique is coming up. If there's any Clinique. This nighttime thing. Look at that. 8-piece. That's a holiday set. I'm not gonna find that. I think we saw this up top actually. Open that up. Clinique moisture. We'll take a look at that. This purple one was here. 3.4 ounces. I think this could be way too expensive. I mean, these could be like super overpriced at times. Yeah, it's gonna be way too expensive. Yeah, that's the same one. So we're gonna get rid of that. These guys. Moisture surge. Sometimes it's just easy to Google it to see it and try to find where Macy's has it. Or you could even type Macy's. It's gonna be way too expensive as well. Need $50. $98 is the average $5. Yeah, that's gonna be way too expensive. Let's see. Fraud repair moisturizer. Laser light focus. That's not the same. If we could find it. All right. Maybe we'll look at some NAR stuff. So there's lots of different variations here. Interesting. All right, let's see if we can find this. All right. 39.95. The same thing. Sheer matte foundation. Sheer glow foundation. No. Let's see. Do you think this is the same? 1 ounce. Might be different shades though, which is okay. Foundation medium 4. That's it. Yeah, medium 4 Barcelona. So this is the same product. Obviously, this is ranked a little too high. The price is definitely right. So the reason I like kind of doing it both ways like this is we're at a Clinique. It's like really hogging up. So if you're kind of looking at the top of these, you could kind of really compare them, or at least use Keepa to kind of figure out where you could get started. So obviously, out of the brands we searched, these are the most expensive of the potential products. I mean, does Macy's have these? I don't know, but it probably saved me about an hour trying to figure out just going back and forth with seller amp to kind of just find out what the best opportunity or the best place to start would be. So maybe this foundation here would be a better bet. Nor's Light foundation. Let's go to this one itself. Looks like a lot of these have not been in stock. Oh, this is a little different. This is not the same one. Compared to this. So these are definitely the same. I'm gonna go through these variations to see if I could find one that's selling better and kind of in a price range that makes sense. 8%. Okay, so it's sorted from high to low. I think this one could have potential. This one. That's the one we just looked at. Oh, this guy as well. Come on, sorry. This is not a good Keepa. Seems super inconsistent. Price is right though. I'm interested to see. Yeah, it's definitely not getting that many sales. Weird. I don't know, it's a weird Keepa chart. I'd pass on this. So that one. 66. 213. It's another one that's just kind of all over the place. PG. Like this one. Oh, what's going on there? Maybe they ran out of stock. Yeah, none of these are really that interesting. All right. What else we got here? Foundation we kind of looked at. Try the current rank actually. All right, maybe we'll start looking for some bare minerals. Yeah, 32. Probably not gonna work for most shades. Yeah, it really needs to be like more in the 15s ish. We can find something. Click. Mars radiant concealer. Interesting. Let's see where you find this. Oh, 2720. Let's see if there's any variations that stick out price wise. $38, probably not gonna cut it. Maybe this guy. It's on 2%. Let's take a look. There's questions. Oh, he answered that. How do you find out about the Macy's sale and Walgreens sale? Macy's, I got an email. I think it was this morning. Macy's been doing this 15% off, I think, for the last week or so, maybe. Walgreens, I just actually went to the website before this call and it popped up. Sometimes you do have to like go to the site to kind of find out about this stuff. But yeah, it just really depends. Sometimes you just get lucky and kind of stumble across a site or a sale. Yeah, this is definitely not gonna work. You guys have any other questions? Just drop them.
And Gary
it-
asked by accident, I think it might have been direct message by accident, but is there a way, any way to look up brands and their performance on Amazon, determine if it might be a good brand to try and source?
So you're
Yes.
we're sourcing at the brand and not like at a store level.
Yeah, I feel like the best way is to just, when you're sourcing, you're gonna pick up the brands that do well. Like, there's been patterns of brands that we're talking about, but John, do you think there's any way to like, well, so let's use like Smart Scout, you can tell the brand's revenue.
I saw something down at the bottom about brands on Keepa. I didn't know if that was.
Another thing you could kind of do is you can. You could I think like the offer count definitely helps. So if you were to go to, let's see here. Product group. Beauty. So there's over 10 million beauty products. So the offer count you'd want to
like above like 10.
Yeah, I would say even like probably 5, right?
Yeah, I guess like 6 is my number.
Probably 5. It cuts it down to 151. So basically you're putting in 5 here because we're kind of eliminating the brand itself, maybe I don't know, 2-3
Wholesale.
distributors ish. So that kind of plays it safe. Then
Sales rank,
I was gonna say sales rank. Let's
but under like 100,000, you're gonna narrow down a ton.
yeah, 100,000. So just like a reminder, like when you're using these, like the 2, that means like that's where you want it to stop. You put from 100,000, that's going to show you everything 100,000 and beyond, which we don't want. Amazon out of stock, that should knock off a good bit.
Could put like above small and light or something like that, maybe
Yeah, you could definitely plug in.
like above $12 or something.
Yeah, so let's where the hell is that view?
I would also try to do the negative 10 to 20. That's gonna narrow down the drops.
Sometimes the best way to like search through the Keepa is just to use Control F and just type in like what you're trying to find.
Yeah, because there's
Uh,
very annoying.
so what do we say? We want to do what? 15?
Like above 12, I guess.
12. 0. And now we're down to
And
20.
then do negative 10 to 20 on the drops. That'll probably get it pretty small.
20.
So before you hit enter on that, about halfway down on this page, there's a section called title, brand, and more.
Yeah,
Oh
so
yeah,
now
at the bottom.
now you could sort it through brand if you want.
Yeah, you could definitely sort it through brand.
Okay.
So like
Even
you could do
narrower
like
than-
Clinique or whatever, or like one of the NARS you're looking at.
Yeah, that's kind of yeah, you could do that basically how we
That'll get it super narrow. You'll have
yeah, I mean you could do beauty. Another cool thing you could do, like if you wanted to do you could do Nike here. And then for product group, you could probably put like sneakers maybe or shoes. Yeah, you could do shoes here. So I guess this would probably be some fire shoes actually. Or you could put like apparel. Wow, that's interesting. And then you could, I guess, if you really wanted to, you could sort by size, which would narrow it down even more. Sometimes what I like to do is
number.
if I'm looking for something like very specific, come in and do that really specific search. And if I don't find anything, come back to Keepa and then broaden it. So now we're down to 7,500. All of our counts is 5. Oh, review count. I have to eliminate a bunch.
So this is really narrowing down the search into the very specific criteria that you're looking for. But Joe, you mentioned Smart Scout or something like what, probably Helium 10, where you can take a look at.
That'll tell you. Smart Scout will tell you the brand's revenue, so you can kind of sort it that way. I'm sure there's other ways to filter it.
We'll do at least 10 there.
But yeah, I've heard Smart Scout is good for arbitrage, but it's just expensive. So
Yeah, it is.
I would recommend it to like a very beginner, and it's also complicated to use.
Yeah, agreed. So that's like kind of one way to do it, and then yeah,
Yeah, I think the product finder is more simple, even though it does seem complicated, but the more you do it, and we're showing you ways to filter stuff down.
Yeah.
Be
Mhm.
able to do it.
let's see. It's like there's gonna be like a lot of
Oh, like Estee Lauder, L'Oreal looks good.
yeah. So trying to think what else we could. Oh, so like a good thing. Actually, that's actually a good thing to show. I'm gonna go back here real quick. So one thing you could also put in here. You could put is none of. So if you're gated in brands, like I'm gated in Lancome, you actually just can't sell that anymore.
Lancome pairs.
Trying to think of some other ones. Laura Mercer, I can't sell. Laura Mercer. That's gonna knock off 2,000, right? Oh, maybe not. I don't think what else I would be, but you could definitely, if you're gated and stuff, you could definitely drop that in here in the brand, and it's not going to pull that into your search. For me, I want to actually, I'm gonna up this to like 25 actually. Actually, see some high end stuff here. Go 40.
Is this Macy's sale something you would normally source yourself, or would you delegate it to one of your VAs?
Probably both. I would basically, usually what I would do is I would have them go through it first, and then they would probably come up with like some ideas or maybe some brands. So basically what I did with Keepa, like they'd be doing manually. And then maybe they find like I don't know, like a certain brand or maybe like this Bare Minerals or who knows, maybe out of these 5 brands, like they find like 2 NARS things. Like I would start looking through all the NARS stuff first and kind of see what they're doing. Makeup is like kind of cool, in the sense of like how clothing is, where you could definitely like order different variations. Like today there was a product I found and it had 3 different shades, and I bought like 10 of each shade to test it out. So now that also like helps your spend goal. It helps you like kind of test some other stuff. Sheer Glow Foundation. These are real ranked really high. Yeah, this is like 39, 33. I mean, for this, like something like this, it might be worth just like taking a look to see if you could grab another shade that it might be more expensive by looking in the variations. It looks like maybe this was, maybe there was a sale recently because the price is going down. So let's see. So yeah, using the variations tab could definitely be super helpful. You definitely find like some sleepers. I just want to see quick. So if this is, oops, 39.95. So I'm just gonna plug this in here. This is the cost, 39.95. So we basically need stuff like that's $60 to find. Well, here's one. Here's another one. See, this could also be like a cool thing. Like there's no buy box here, but the new price here, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not selling. It just means Amazon's not giving a buy box. On something like this, like it's kind of not surprising. So that could actually be like a good opportunity to kind of check in here. We said 60, so maybe we'll pull this. And like sometimes it's also good to look at things that are close. A lot of these, so these are like the current prices. So a lot of the times, like I would probably give it like plus or minus 10%. So like if we needed 60, like 10% of 54 is 540. So it could push it to 60. If the rest of the Keepa look good and maybe the 90-day averages, maybe someone's like being a clown and bringing down the listing. So like we're closer at 36 on this one. 178 days. It's not a lot of Keepa history, so I don't really like that. This is definitely kind of like on a price spike or someone's trying to test how much they could get. It looks like they were able to get like $53. It's the same person. Brands for life. Yeah, they were getting 58, and they're like, let's see if we get 62. Let's see, buy box statistics. You can see by the statistics though, they're typically getting like $60. Well, this is 59, 52, 50, the 180. Yeah, it tends to be around there. So I mean, obviously this is saying they're not typically getting $62. But with the amount of sellers on this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's possible. This person's actually merch fulfilling at 55. So there's only one FBA seller, which is interesting. So that's why it's going to 62. The earliest delivery date is April 3rd. That could definitely be playing a role in the price. I mean, this one. I don't know. These are all like kind of like. It really depends. Like, I don't know. Would you say this is like somewhat fast selling for beauty, like 33K?
Yeah, it's just you got to be careful with sometimes with the bunch of variations with beauty. So like my virtual assistant, he'd have the habit of like sending a lead that only sells 100 times a month with like 10 variations. Like
This
you
one
know
has
that
like a lot.
beauty seems to be pretty split. Yeah, this is a lot of variations, but I would just take a look at the variations to see like are a few dominating or
This is one of those ones
are
that
they all
don't
kind
have
of split?
five
Because a lot of times they're pretty split up. So like if it's 100 times a month and it's split among like 5 or 6 different ones, like it's just not worth buying at that point.
Yeah, these are split, I think. 41.
Yeah, well then the top 2 are probably worth it. That's what I would
Yeah.
say.
So maybe this one, 54, is kind of. I think we said we needed 60.
Yeah, because there's like different shades and stuff that you have to figure out with beauty. There's usually like more popular shades.
Yeah, 31. That's super annoying. See if there's any. FBA could be higher actually. No, 54.90. Person has a ton. Yeah, this is a huge seller. So yeah, I would stay away from this.
Yeah, I got all the Baba.
So yeah, it's kind of just like a lot of like trial and error. Obviously this was the search we just did, but it's definitely a lot easier. So this is like you could definitely do this on a Macy's sale. Like I think this was kind of like me sorting it more quicker to try to figure out where to look. Obviously when I had it set the other way, like the first couple brands, like this just helps identify maybe where to start. Obviously, Clinique. Oops, why did I not do that? Other way. Yeah, obviously Clinique had the highest price thing. Then NARS had it, so their foundation. So for me, I kind of use this like we might not have like found anything. I mean, we've been only going for like 45 minutes ish, 50 minutes. But like this is like these are great places to start because these are the highest priced items in the brand on Amazon based on the criteria that we set. So like if you're just looking at this, like it would seem to make sense to start with the NARS brand on Macy's and start going through that. I know a bunch of people are asking like, oh, like how do you get the best starting point? Like where do you start? Well, this could be definitely a good way to find out the best starting point. This would work really well on kind of thing. Like a website like Glossier. Because it's all one brand. So if these guys were having like a big sale, it'd make it real easy to sort through this stuff. Because you could just literally pull up everything they have and just like start going through it one by one, or see what they have on sale and kind of go from there. So if this was like Clinique's website, it would just be super easy. So you literally just go to Keepa, and we're looking for the brand. I've definitely done this week, and it sped things up a lot, made things a lot quicker. Just because you could just see, it seems like it could, like, you could miss stuff, and like while that's true, if you're kind of trying to like go through as much as possible, it really depends on what your day is like. This could be a great way to kind of really narrow stuff down. Root category. This is glossier. So you could also see they only really have 167 products. I'd probably only be interested in stuff. It depends. Like, you either do current or 90-day average. Sometimes if you're doing current, you're more likely to catch stuff that's like maybe out of stock, or I don't know, hasn't been in stock, or people can't get it. 90-day average is definitely more stable. Putting in this drop thing though is definitely eliminates a lot of stuff. Now there's 29. So if Glossier is having a site-wide sale, like, these are probably the 29 most stable products to start with, which is a great starting point. It's just finding that starting point. I like to do it from high to low. If I'm not really finding anything, I'll sort. See here, we didn't put in a rank, so these are ranked pretty high, like 692. Like, these things are like pretty high. So, and it's like not a big deal if you like, you don't do that. You just kind of like jump back in here, go under 100K. Now there's 4. That could be like real tight, but let's see. So yeah, these would be the 4 that are under 100K. Depending on what the sale is going on. So let's see. Might as well look at these 4. Glossier usually always has like a promo code or like something going on, or you could mostly Google a coupon or something, or get something. I think they have like the pay checkout. Oh, there we go. This person's merchant fulfilled, so there's definitely a possibility to get a higher price FBA. I'm not gonna wait for seller amp here. I'm just gonna go. Maybe I have to wait. I was just gonna Google it, but way too many windows open. That's why it's going so slow. We'll ditch this as well. It looks like Sephora has it for 8. This actually could be a good product. That's kind of why Keepa is just so powerful. Like, we could have went to the Glossier website, started messing around, trying to figure out, oh, like, what could possibly be a good place to start, like all this other stuff, but kind of really narrowing it down. Was this the lash stick? Lash stick 8.5 G, 0.29 ounce. RD, yeah, all right. Few shades available. Let's see what we got going on here. This is shade brown. Shade brown. Well, kind of lucky here. 74K, that's not terrible. Yeah, I did bet $18. You definitely grab a promo code here. 254 profit. Not a lot of sellers on this. Don't really like that. Why is this guy doing that? Here. Definitely sells enough for me. 34, 33, 29. I don't know why. 35. So this is like a case where for me, oh, because he's merchant fulfilled. That's why. So this is a great example of this person's merchant fulfilling the product. So they have a lower price. Usually you can get a prime bump, typically. And this person here, they don't know what the hell they're doing. Obviously, you can see they have no reviews. So they're matching the merchant fulfilled price at $29.99 when they could be getting $35. And we could tell this by kind of the buy box statistics. Most people are getting 34, 33, 35, 35, 34. So this person is just matching the merchant fulfilled price. So this is one of those products that most people would pass over because of that. But typically this, I would say you could probably at least get $34.99 for this. $6 profit. This is probably gonna drop down to like, I don't know, probably at least get 10% off of this. Around, I don't know what the call that is. Okay. I think there was a code here. All right, all right. Too many pop-ups. 162. I don't know what that is. Maybe we got 10%, 1620. So this is even better now. So yeah, I actually like this one. Even at great thing to be in, even at $29.99, you're making almost $4. I have a prep cost in here. So yeah, I would list this at $34.99. Kind of see what happens. Actually, I'll just grab this right now. Oh, I opened it. I just dropped this. In here. So for me on this, I would be test buying 10. I would probably, for you guys, maybe do like 3 to 5. Just to play it safe, kind of test the waters. But yeah, this is one of those kind of like trickier ones that most would pass over because they're gonna see that $29.99 buy box. You can just see this guy switched his price, or his repricer switched it. It was at $29.99. So that just kind of tells you how quickly things could change. So I will drop that there. I'm gonna add it to the YouTube example sheet. So I mean, that's like kind of crazy. Like we whittled it down to 4 products. The first one we looked at definitely works for what we're trying to do. Here. Glossier, boy brow. This one has a lot of sellers on it. Or this is a really great example of a Keepa chart where it's just very wavy. I'm definitely love Keepa charts like this. It looks like super risky, but like that seller count is going down really quickly. You could see how just it goes, it's down right there, it's starting to go up, offer count goes down, that price like kind of spikes up. See the same kind of pattern, it goes down, that price goes pretty crazy. As it goes up, it goes down. And as it's on the down, you can see this is like spiking up again. I absolutely love Keepa charts like this. A lot of people are nervous to get on stuff like this. But like this hardcore going down, I bet you a
Yeah.
lot of people don't
It's
have
gonna take
stock.
time. It's gonna take time for even all the sellers to come back. So you definitely have a couple buys.
Yeah, I
in there.
mean, we have 1, 1, 5, 5, 3. This, I mean, this is just an estimate, but 832. I mean, that's, I mean, let's see if we can find this. I'm sure we can. I think this is boy brow. I think. Boy brow 3.12G 0.11. I think that's the same. No, wait. Either it looks a lot smaller in this picture. Brow with brown. Yeah, there's another one. I think this is it actually. This is definitely gonna be profitable because the other thing was like 1680, I think, after the discount. Oh, here we go. That looks the same now. Brown flag 0.01. Yeah, there we go. Flick brown. I'm gonna guess this is. Oh yeah, flick brown. Wonderful. What this one we're gonna get for 1680. So this one isn't gonna work out. Let's see, 25. Blue. Let's see here. See the average buy lot. Oh, that's pretty not a lot. Kind of, it's like more of a riskier play. I do think the price will spike up to like probably in the 30s eventually. I don't know if I really want to. It really just depend on the day. I feel like this goes down more. I definitely put this on a watch list to see the seller count still goes down. Glossier also, you know, you could get a buy one get one sale. I'll put this guy in the thing to watch. The wrong one. You guys have any questions? As you like just open tabs and tabs, it gets super confusing where you're at. Oh, is this the one? It's not one. Oh, this is it. Well, what was the other one? Short one. This must have been the smaller one, maybe. If we can get this one for like 16, this should work. No, no, it should be 29. There. Yeah. Alright. $17. Oh, maybe this will work. Mhm. Do you have brown? This will be, what is it, 17? It's gonna be minus $1.70. 15.30. Yeah, that would work. See the buy box real quick. Yeah, seller count's going way down. You're seeing the price go way up. I like that. So yeah, I like this one.
Question about returns. How do you guys normally manage them? Does it ever make sense to resell it on eBay?
Yeah, that's probably the best thing you could do as far as getting the most money back. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to put in the time to do all the eBay stuff, there's always like other options like liquidation or whatever like that. But eBay is probably the best bet as far as getting the most of your money back.
I mean, for you, you're set up for eBay, so
Yeah, you're already set up too, so yeah, like I have a buddy who does liquidation here, so I just gave him my like products that were like shoes were worn once or whatever, apparel that had no tag. I just kind of dumped it for like 20% of what it was worth. It's gonna happen, but it's such a small percentage of my revenue. It was probably like $1,000 worth of product, considering I've sold like over like 1 million, so didn't really make that much. But that, and that's why, but that's partly why I got out of apparel though. It's so much headaches and like worn one stuff.
yeah. So going off of this one, that's profitable. In a case like this, I would just go to Amazon and just type in the generic version, so with no color, and see, because there's 5 other shades rather. They're not on the same listing, which typically is a good sign. So we already got the brown, black. These guys might be short on the margin. Clear. They don't have clear. I guess they do. Come on. I don't know why it's not loading. But that's definitely another thing you could do. So you found one shade profitably. Definitely go into Amazon. Oh, here we go. Looks like they have a creamy. Kind of high ranked, but there's no buy box, which means it could be pretty high in price. The black is 29 plus 4.99 delivery. No rank. That could definitely be an opportunity. Brown we already got. Blonde. I might as well just take a look. Oh, where did the brown? Black 29. Oh, I like this one. Yeah, there's like hardly any sales on this one, so let's get that. Blonde. Looks like we must have looked at this previously. Oh, in January. So maybe they had these on sale for 14.40 potentially. In our case, these are what do we say, 16? No, it's 17 minus 170. 15.30. So they must have had it for 20% off. 25, 25. Average 90s, 26. I mean, it does spike up and down, but yeah, could be something to look at. But yeah, it's always good to kind of look at the different shades or different colors. So I mean, I think those, but I mean that's pretty crazy. We did that Keepa search. It narrowed it down to 4 items, and 3 of them were profitable. So that's kind of the power of like Keepa Product Finder. I used to be like, oh, like the more shit, the better. Like there's more opportunity. That's not necessarily the case. Sometimes
Gotta get granular.
like even drilling down to this, it's like, oh, there's only 4, but it's like, all right, no big deal. Like you could just go to advanced filters again, and then you could like, I don't know, put this to like 150 or something. Now you're gonna see 5. So glossier, I mean, it is smaller. I think when we ran it, there's only like they're under 200. And we also did this. This is a huge thing, the minus 10, 20 thing here. Without this, I think this goes up pretty high. 23. So yeah, then you could just drill down into that and see if you could find anything. So kind of drilling it down the most is the best opportunity. This stuff is kind of like, you know, maybe you find some good stuff, maybe you don't. It just really depends. But what questions do you guys have? I didn't realize it's already like 8:15.
Oh, yeah, you were getting granular.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been really into Keepa lately.
Nah,
Like the Macy's thing wasn't maybe the best example because we didn't find anything, but like if you're gonna do like a Macy's search like that on Keepa, like you need like a couple hours to kind of really drill down and kind of find your way. But it was more just an example of like, all right, out of these 5 brands, like what has the highest price on Amazon right now, and like where to start. And like obviously it was NARS and Clinique. So out of like I think the Macy's thing had like I don't know 100 brands or whatever. So to be able to get started with ones that like you have the best opportunity gives you a big leg up.
mm,
You guys have any questions?
I'm just thinking back to the first boot camp. We definitely got way more in depth in this one, honestly.
Yeah, the Keepa stuff I think
Yeah.
is really that's kind of like the game changer. All right, what do we see?
Yeah. Because it's getting harder and harder. You gotta give yourself an advantage somehow.
Yeah, and the thing with Keepa, like I feel like there's just so much stuff in there. That it's gonna be like really hard to like have saturation. Uh, olive oil, gloss and polish, proclaim. I've never heard of this before. How much are you paying for this? Let's see. Yeah, pretty straight. What is it, 6 ounces. So that would work for small and light. Well, you have to change this to $12.99. So $6.90. Where's the chat?
I think you're showing the wrong screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
Oh, was I showing my desktop?
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. It's getting late here. Okay.
Yeah,
So
525 by cost.
okay, 525. Oh, actually, we're just gonna put this to 4 since the prep center's in there. All right, so 265 profit, 20% or 63% ROI. Break even is 912. Keepa is pretty steady. Looks like the offer count is going up a little. March 16th was 7. So it almost doubled in the last 14 days. Sally Beauty's on the listing, which probably isn't great.
Yeah, what caught my eye was that Sally's Beauties, it looks like they're about to run out.
Let's see. Jesus Christ.
You could always come back. They had 10,000 at
It
one
sold
point.
over
Yeah, that's a little
4,000.
sus to me.
Yeah, I mean, this sells a ton. I mean, I guess their merchants are filling it. 1589. So maybe you can get 1589 FBI. Yeah, I mean the buy box is being shared. Looks like Sally Beauty's only getting 3% of it. I don't know, maybe test buy like 5 or 8 units. That's stuff like this is like a good example of like something that's kind of one, like it's not profitable like right away when you look at it. There's another tricky thing. So Sally Beauty is really not selling it for $9. They're selling it for like 14. So yeah, I mean that makes it even more realistic in my mind. I would definitely, yeah, they're like the only FBA. Yeah, everyone else is getting
Yeah,
1589.
I don't think Sally can file an IP complaint, but it did come up an IP alert. So did you check the zoom out of like all like the graph?
It looks fine.
Yeah, no,
Two.
it's all right. Yeah.
I mean, but it
No,
looks like here
there's
there's
no like
no
clear
spot.
sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, if you're only in $5, like buy 5 of them, buy 8 of them.
Yeah,
You're
like the
in
very worst
on the
case, if you get hit with like a letter of like you could just sell out and move on, you know. The ROI, the return's pretty good. So
Yeah, I mean, pretty crazy.
once you get the letter, they're not gonna like file a complaint for like a few weeks, so you're fine in that case.
Yeah, like I'd be like, oh, if they were like 962, that might be concerned because they're like $5 less, but they're really $14. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty solid. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's definitely solid.
Can I do another ASIN?
Yeah, drop it. Uh, RC outlet. Keepa offer shows 144 sold in past month, only 2 sellers. Okay.
Yeah, there's a coupon, so the buy cost is like $8.10, and I think it's free shipping.
All right, let's see. I guess that you're looking for small and light on this as well. What the hell is that? Oops. Oh, all right. So we got 293. ROI 36%. Ooh. I'm guessing Hedonist is going to be like a huge wholesaler or something, or distributor. Hedonist.
Yeah, they got a lot of stock.
I
That's
wonder
like
if they are actually like the producer of this.
I noticed there was an OA account also selling on that listing. Yeah.
Damn, but
Well, the
this
only way to
is
really
not
tell is if they
huge.
you could still be like a wholesaler and have 19 reviews, but the only way to really tell is look at the products they sell. Or they could just be on the listing like no, they've been on it for a while though, so I don't know.
Only been
It
these
could be
two people
authorized.
the whole time.
I've heard like as seen on TV stuff gets like IP complained though. Am I incorrect on that, John? I think I've heard
Yeah, a
that.
lot of the as seen on TV stuff is
So
like
that is as seen, yeah. And there's just like not a lot of sellers. It looks a little risky to me.
this person is definitely like they're definitely selling like just hot sauce or something. All grocery gourmet. I'd personally pass on this.
Yeah.
There's just something with this hedonist thing
They could hit you with the IP
I
complaint
don't like.
easily.
Oops. Yeah, they might actually be a distributor of hot
I
sauce.
think that might be the brand. No, maybe not.
It might. Well, they look, or maybe they produce stuff.
They could be a manufacturer, yeah.
Chef. They probably make all this shit. So yeah, I'd pass on
That's
that.
almost like the brand to me.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Hot one, hot sauces.
Dustin
Yeah, I
Poirier.
would stay away
Yeah.
from that.
Oh, Dustin Poirier. Yeah, I've heard of this. I
Yeah.
think they have like a partnership with Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, so I'd pass on this one.
Yeah, that's that. They could probably have the power to hit you with IP complaint. It looks like.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but there's something about this I don't like. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I asked. I just kind of wanted to hear your opinion on it. So
Yeah, that's just one of those weird ones where like few people are just like dominating. That's the one thing. Like this has been around for over 1,000 days and only 2 people have ever sold on it. That's kind of just like a red flag for me. And they've both been here for over a year. So yeah, there's obviously something going on with this person. This guy, I don't know what the hell his deal is, but I don't know. He seems like he's getting the buy box 40% of the time, but I don't know. I'd pass on it personally. Do you guys have any other questions? Drop these in the chat. Or the Discord rather. Copy. Please. Any other questions? All right. If there are no other questions, I guess we will call it a night.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on. Have a good one. See you Monday.
Yeah. Have a good one.